Welcome back, guys. So we got the Titanic here. I'm gonna cut it up and make a underwater scene with it. Let's start right here. And then this one has to go in the down position. Like so. And the mist comes off. So there you have it. Let's start with that, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm gonna stress the metal right here. We'll do the same to the front, especially where I broke in half right here. We gotta put a little heat here so I can just melt it a touch. Right back. So this is the inside. I don't want to leave the inside just hollow, so I'm gonna have to make some floors here, and the same thing here. So I'm gonna go get some cardboard now to fill that in. So as you can see, the model's empty. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to take some cardboard and some straws and build a inside to these two spaces. Okay guys, so I'm back. This is the inside. Now it's not going to look like this, but I want you to see. I used plastic straws, old cardboard, and two types of glue. The plastic straws represent the boilers that exploded. That's the back. That's the front. There you go. I'm going to let them dry. When I do this kit, I'm going to show you. This is a real piece of iron from my job. I found on the floor. There's 4 colors in iron, rusty iron. This piece probably has all 4 of them. Here's some wire, rusty wire. A whole bundle of rusty wire and some rusty nails. I'm going to incorporate all this into this Titanic scene. I'm not using a weathering kit. Stick with me on this because you're going to get this look right here without any expensive weathering kits. So far I found all this material on the floor. The weathering kits start at $50 and they go up to $200. So far this model hasn't cost me a dime. Some cardboard, some straws, and of course the model was in the closet for the last 20 years. So stick with me because to get this color and get this effect, here's more of it. This rust effect, you could do it for free. I'm going to show you that today while we build an underwater Titanic scene. So here you have it guys, paprika. No expensive weathering kits. Here's the inside of the tubes and the back of the Titanic. Let me get my assistant to hold the camera right there. Don't move. A little red just on the bottom. And they're going to switch to completely black. It's going to be the base underneath the paprika. Just like that. Real simple. Turn it around. And I'm not going to hit it with paint again. You're always going to shake off the extra paprika anyway. So basically, that's the first step. That's the inside. And when it dries, I'm going to shake it all down. You do not need expensive weathering kits. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is only the start. This is only with paprika, and in this build I'm going to incorporate real rusty nails, real rusty wire. As you can see, look at the colors on these wires, and look at the color here. When this dries, I'm gonna brush it off with the fine brush, and then we're gonna add other spices and other colors. Stick with me, guys. Thank you. So right now, you see these rusty wires. I'm just gonna cut a bunch of them. And they also will be used inside the ship, because there was massive amount of damage and steel stretching, cracking, ripping. So it can't have a sight to it that looks pretty. It has to have a sight that shows stress. I will be using these also. And I also got this. This is first aid netting. First aid band-aids. But if you look at how fine it is and how the edges are, it looks like it's stressed metal, especially at the edges. So we'll be using some of this. So this is what I'm using so far, besides the paprika. Band-aid type of material from a first aid kit. Free metal strips. I'm going to cut some more. A disposable brush, 39 cents, is the next step. I'll be right back. Okay, here's the back side. Lightly brush it down, brush it down, brush it down. This area here, same thing. In the front, I want it to stay heavy. On the sides, this is one color rust, paprika only. There's the stressed metal I was talking about. Let's go to the iceberg hit. I don't know if you could see that. It's really iceberg hit. And we're going to open that up a little more. Okay, I'm making an underwater scene. Let's open up this hole. Through all this metal was stressed, especially in the front. Okay, we're going to go get the second spice. Be right back. So here are your 4 products that we're talking about, and we're using paprika, ground cinnamon, ground nutmeg, and red pepper. The next color we're going to be using is the ground red pepper. Okay, the red pepper, I want to go around the crack. Where it hit the iceberg. Definitely is a different color. You'll see it. That's gonna dry clear. Let's open up the crack from the iceberg. Okay. We're gonna use a little nutmeg on the corners of the front of the ship. And go back just a touch of the nutmeg. We're going to leave the ground cinnamon for last. The wires I'm going to use will be the stressed metal coming out of the back, like so, bent down. So you get the idea of how you could do weathering kits without expensive weathering kits. Let me finish up. I'll see if I have a bag of sand somewhere for the ocean floor. And this is the sheets of cloth I was showing you earlier, the band-aids, first aid kits. That's going to be the stressed metal that's on the bottom of the ship, on the ocean. How to do it a few times and let it dry a few times. Welcome back, guys. I'll do a couple of shots of the Titanic under the sea. This is the rusting bed after 100 years of being under the ocean. There would be all the water and the rust would come out of the Titanic from the boilers, the fuel, and the gas. And the metal would be ripped and pulled apart. And here's another leach field. And at the rear, another leach field. In the front of the ship, you see a rust leach field also, where all the rust would have accumulated after all the years under the water. One of the stacks is down. And that's the other side of the boilers. I'm going to move the light so you could see inside the boilers there. Just picture all this metal here, twisting and ripping, tons of steel. It had to be an amazing sight and sound, cracking apart. I'm going to move the lights in another direction so you can see inside the boilers. There's another leach field, a lighter one, where the rust all poured out from the side. And right in here is the line where the Titanic hit the iceberg. And it's all rusted over. I'm going to set it up in a different position. Be right back. I think the rust that leached out with the oil, the black oil and the rust mixed together. That was originally what I had painted it on. I'll do a side-by-side shot. Okay, she's not in the ocean this way, but this is a side-by-side shot of the boilers on the bottom and the heavy cables all ripped apart. One amazing fact about this ship is there is one or two old cars in there rusting away, and it would be amazing if somebody was to bring up those cars. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. The Titanic. God bless. Please subscribe. And I'll try to make some more rusty cars and trucks in the future. Leave your comments below. God bless, Big Mike.